Are you living with purpose, passion, and making a difference in your life's journey? Well, you've come to the right place. The X Factors to Success podcast radio show. Great day to you all, and welcome to the X Factors to Success podcast radio show. I am your host, Ruggiero Fratarcangeli, also known as the G-Man. And today on our show, we have another special guest. She is a wonderful young lady making some great strides and inspiring the world. Her name is Jessica Lundy. She's an award-winning TV host, media trainer, certified Canfield trainer, coach, and motivational speaker who's determined to help people live their best lives by adapting a winning mindset. From winning her dream job after competing with over 1,200 people to become a television host in a major market to winning her honeymoon in beautiful Cancun, Mexico. Jessica understands the power of attracting the things you desire into your life by having the right mindset and systems in place. She has now taken her knowledge of the television industry and is creating media strategies for major corporations, nonprofit organizations, and small business owners. She recently released her Wake Up and Win with Jessica Lundy Audio Affirmations, so she can be your personal cheerleader every morning to help you have one of the best day of your life. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the lovely and wonderful Jessica Lundy. Jessica,
hello,
welcome.
Thank you so much for having me on your show. I really appreciate the opportunity.
Oh, well, we are honored to have you on our show here. This is wonderful. Awesome. Well, again, I thank you for taking time of your busy schedule, Jessica. And, on the introduction here, lots of great things here that our audience want to hear you about. But the latest thing right now is just recently, a few days ago, that you released an audio affirmation system. Not a system here, an affirmation audio CD, right? I'm so excited here, Jessica. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is so awesome. So affirmations have played a huge role in my life. I have always affirmed the things that I've wanted to happen in my life, and they have happened. And so I've had a lot of successes. A lot of times people talk about winning. Winning has been a huge thing in my life. Like I said, I won my honeymoon, I won my job, but I put affirmations into place. I always say that I am a winner, that I attract success, that I attract opportunities. And so I'm always speaking life into myself. And so on my social media, I do these morning motivation videos. And people kept saying, I wish I could hear you speak all the time. You know, you're always so positive. I wish I could just take you with me in my purse or in my cell phone. And so I was like, okay, let me just create a product. And so it's just phenomenal. A lot of people that have heard it so far have just been really inspired. It's just encouraging. And I feel like there's so much negativity in the world, and it's kind of everywhere. And so I think we need to have more people that are pouring into people's lives that really want you to be successful. And I call it Wake Up and Win because I like to wake up and be very intentional. So I like to wake up and stay focused on my purpose and my dreams. And I feel like to have a successful day, you have to have a plan. You can't just wake up and say, oh, today works out great. It's like, no, you have to speak positivity. I'm going to drink water today. I'm going to eat healthy. I'm going to work out. People are going to be nice to me. I'm going to get that parking spot I want.
Yes.
And then I just believe God really works everything else out when you say it out of your mouth and journalize as well.
I love it. Well, Jessica, awesome. Great for expanding this wonderful event in your life just a few days ago. So, again, Jessica, you exude lots of passion. You and I have one of our mentors that we've spent 5-6 days in this wonderful breakthrough to success about a year ago that we first met up with Jack Canfield. You're a certified trainer, motivational speaker. You making things happen out there, girl. You know, I love it. So, success. I know that we are both, and I like to always keep my principles here with me as well.
Yeah, mine right there.
How do you define success, Jessica?
For me, success is really just setting a goal and doing whatever it takes to accomplish it. So not making excuses, not procrastinating, finding a target. Like my goal was to be a Canfield certified trainer. I have wanted to be a life coach and a trainer for 10 years. And I hadn't really found a program that I resonated with. And then I went to Breakthrough to Success, and I was listening to Jack, and I was like, wow, these principles are literally changing people's lives.
Mm-hmm.
If I could learn this content and almost coach myself, I can apply this and help other people. And in a short period of time, I've been helping people accomplish major goals, overcoming self-limiting beliefs, dealing with some issues that happened in their childhood that's been affecting their current prosperity and abundance and reoccurring issues. And, you know, I try when I coach people to do it in a very relaxed environment, and so that they can really be themselves and really move forward in their life. So yeah, definitely.
Super. I know one of the major principles that I talk about on our show is taking 100% responsibility for your life and results. And definitely you're taking that and you are paying it forward as well with all your great successes you have so far. So I heard a great introduction there, your bio. What keeps you motivated now? What is your primary force of motivation to really inspire others now?
So recently I took a career shift. I was a TV host in a major market on my way to the top news anchor in Detroit. And one day God just told me to give it all up and focus on helping and inspiring and motivating people. And so I recently moved from Detroit to Atlanta, and me and my husband just kind of started over from scratch. And really, that's what motivates me. Like when I work with clients, I'm all about transformation. And so I just feel like I'm living my purpose. Like every day I wake up excited. I'm excited to talk to my clients. I do a lot of motivational speaking. So I was just at a women's conference this weekend. And when I got to see the release that the women were having, they were just like, oh my God, you know, I've never said my goals out loud. I've never said my dreams out loud. And they really felt free. And when I can help people feel free, discover their purpose, that's what wakes me up out of the bed every day.
I love it. So we have something also in common. I spend a lot of time during the year in Detroit, in Dearborn.
Yes.
And as you know, I'm also in the automotive industry, and I'm a trainer, facilitator, and I'm currently doing work with Ford Motor Company. And so how interesting how things alignment, you know, when we meet people, it brings a notion of, likeness, like-minded individuals. And so from Detroit, Motor City, talking about horsepower and torque and product features, and now you're relocated from the great Detroit and down south. That's awesome.
And I used to work in the automotive industry as well.
Mm-hmm.
I used to be a product specialist. So I traveled.
Oh, you go. Yep.
Toyota as a narrator and presenter. So we've got that in common as well.
And the New York Auto Show was just completed a few weeks ago here in New York, and over the years working the show as well too, and being a product specialist on the floor, talking to prospective clients and so on. So it's awesome. So Jessica, you obviously attribute success to many things. What has been the most satisfying moments in your life's journey so far?
I definitely would say working with children. I've always been passionate about pouring into our next generation. A lot of times people don't start that early in terms of working on their self-esteem and their self-confidence. And I try to do vision board exercises in schools and churches so that the younger generation can start already focusing on that. Oftentimes we're already adults, well into our careers, when we're just realizing that we need to understand our purpose and the importance of affirmations and the importance of what you speak produces the results you have in your life. And so I feel that I'm the most passionate when I get to work with children. And then when you work with children, the parents and the teachers benefit as well. And I actually have a testimonial on my website from a 8th grade commencement that I gave to the principal.
Uh-huh.
And he was like, I will never forget these affirmations. He says every day, he's like, for every student that becomes a millionaire, that looks good for our school system too. And so now the school systems are understanding the importance of having outside speakers come in and speak to these children, because this isn't what's in our curriculums and our school systems.
I totally agree. You know, you had mentioned earlier in the beginning that, we're living in very challenging times right now, and we need to really assist and elevate the the self-esteem of our children in this country and all over the world as well, as we are moving to technology. And the social media is great, and we know that how social media gives us opportunity to voice our inspired actions to serve our purpose. But social media also has created some kind of downfall in a way. This is my personal opinion. But you using your gifts, your talents that God giving to you to now really inspire, and that's the major resource and assets for our country to really elevate their inner self-esteem. So that is awesome. And are you doing the work down south also as well?
Yeah, so I do travel. As I speak, I get a lot of people that send inquiries through my website or through social media. I even had universities reach out to me all around the country to come speak to their students. So it just kind of depends on who reaches out to me, who is a good fit. I speak on everything from motivation to leadership to mindset, goal setting, media training. I do media training as well, so I definitely travel around.
Oh, you go, girl! You are rocking along, Jessica. You're a champion. I love it.
Try not to take days off. I try to stay very busy and very active. I feel like that keeps you very young.
Super. I watched a few of your shows also on social media on YouTube, and you just exude so much energy, Jessica. And it's amazing why you're at this position right now, and much more to come. So that's awesome to see that there. So this question I ask myself every morning, and I'm going to ask you this here: what are you most grateful for in life lately?
Honestly, I'm so grateful for my purpose. Like, I'm so grateful that God designed a magnificent life for me. And I don't take it for granted. I'm so grateful for my husband. My husband is the most supportive person in my life. And of course, my mom is as well. I know she'll be listening.
Yes.
She's super supportive.
She'll be listening here. Lovely Lucille.
She'll definitely be listening. But my husband is so supportive. He has been there every step of the way. He was even pushing me to get my affirmation audio done. And so it's really nice to have a partner that believes in you and believes in your dreams. And I'm just really in an attitude of gratitude at all times because I have so many people that I went to high school with that aren't living their purpose, aren't living what God created them to be. And I'm very thankful that I'm 100% focused and that I know what I want, and nothing will stop me.
Jessica, you're preaching to the 5 X factors to success. And I may have shared this with you. So the first one is faith, family and friends, fitness, finance, and fun. And so you're touching base on all the 5 factors there: the faith, the spiritual faith, the belief system, right? Your self-talk, and family. Family, again, your spouse, and how important it is to have that strong foundation support. So definitely these are just the unique pillars to continue on to serve the purpose. Well, that's awesome. Now, speaking about gratitude, do you do any gratitude abundance or gratitude, bombardment in the morning, afternoon, evening? Do you put that into your practice as well?
Yeah. So, ironically, I listen to my affirmation audio every morning. And so a lot of that gets me in the mindset of being grateful. Because a lot of times I talk about, I'm so grateful for this. I'm so grateful for my life. I'm so grateful for my purpose. And so I think it's a matter of having these little times throughout your day to focus on gratitude. I think you should wake up. One of the first things I say when I wake up is, God, I'm so thankful to be alive and to be healthy and to be living my life on purpose. And then sporadically throughout the day, I'll have a moment of appreciation. I always say when you're a positive person, you attract positivity into your life. And so I always have these little miracles that happen every day. And so whether someone just blesses me with some money or someone calls about a speaking opportunity or just my husband does something sweet for me, I just take a moment to be grateful. And then usually before I go to bed, I kind of wind down and kind of reflect on the day. And I'm just like, wow, my life is just, it's going well.
It's an amazing. Again, when you do that kind of reflection, it puts everything in perspective. And again, it prepares you for the next day. So I could just see how how enthusiastic you are the next day and the next day and the next day. So super. You know, you mentioned that obviously your spouse is your husband is very strong in your life. Who would you say your top three role models are in your life lately that's been inspiring you?
So I would definitely say my mom for sure. She was the one that got me involved in personal development. Every step of the way, she's taken me to see all the top coaches and trainers and successful people. She's given me everybody's materials and books, and so she's kind of invested in my personal development. So I'll definitely say my mom. I would say, I'm going to say Jack Canfield and Patty Aubrey together.
Oh, yes.
Because they're that duo.
They're a team. They're a team.
They're a team, and I don't know if you heard, but I won a coaching call with them in May. So
yes, I congratulate you also on
yeah. So I'm so excited about that, and so I'll never forget some advice that Patty gave me, because everyone knows I've won everything. But then Patty gave me some advice, and she said, you need to strategically make sure you're marketing your business so that you can have enough money to go to Italy with me once, or to go to St. Bart's, or to travel the world. And so a lot of times we can focus on, just success, but sometimes you want to have some finance and some monetary possessions behind that to kind of live the life that you have. And so I'll never forget that. And just anytime we get on live with Jack and learn and observe has really motivated me. The fact that he's been in business for so long, he's been in this industry so long, but he still is excited every time he speaks. Like every time he speaks, he's just as excited as if it was his first time. And so from a business owner perspective, it's like, it inspires me to keep going, to never get lazy or never get tired.
Indeed.
And if you don't enjoy doing what you do every day, then you need to see what you're doing, is that really aligned with your purpose? And It probably isn't. If you're not excited about what you do every day, it's probably not aligned with purpose.
Matter of fact, Jessica, I went to see him last week, last Friday in Boston, and I took my wife also as well. And it was the first time meeting Jack, and she's been, it was a great experience. There was over 550 participants. I met some of our fellow graduates at the show in Boston as well, and it was real nice to see the family. See, the Canfield community is truly a family. Once you're in it, and the community really supports each other, and it's ever growing, and I'm so grateful for that as well. And this is how I'm so grateful having you on my X Factors to Success podcast show. So we're on a journey. We're both on a journey, and no matter where you are, I guess you can tell the audience, no matter how old are you, you have a moment now, right? Yeah, you could make things now, make change now, take control now. And you've made some great accolades in the last 12 months.
Yes. I believe it's about staying focused and having a dream. Another thing I accomplished this year, I was voted best TV host in Detroit. And I was up against people that had been on TV for decades. And so I remember at BTS, I put that down as a goal, that I wanted to be voted the best TV host in Detroit. And I remember some of my colleagues being like, that's a little cocky. And I said, it's not cocky, it's bold.
Sure.
And I plan to accomplish it. So I think a lot of times we let people prevent us from setting big goals because of where they're at in their personal life. They don't feel comfortable with stretching themselves. And I have always stretched myself, and that's why I continue to achieve success, because I will never get comfortable. As soon as I accomplish one goal, I just go to the next and the next and the next, and I will continue to do that. And I encourage the listeners to do that as well. Yeah. You don't just set one goal for your life. You set goals daily, quarterly, yearly, and you check them off and go to the next goal.
I practice the rule, and just share with you. I have my index cards with purpose, and get them to read in the morning or during the afternoon and in the evening. Again, these practices do work, folks. And listen to Jessica. She's just exuding so much energy out there, and she's giving you the value of getting up and taking action. So if you're driving out there right now, you listen to this podcast, or you're sitting down having your adult beverage, you're having lunch. Think about that. Take control. Take action now. Listen to Jessica. So awesome. Jessica, you obviously, we all have success in different forms of fashion, but sometimes failures, I hate to use the word failure, but situations happen that didn't go right for you. Can you share with us maybe one crossroads in your life that created some kind of failure, but you're learning from it?
Failure is such an interesting word because I feel like everything happens for a reason. So even if something not so positive happens, I still see it as a blessing because I learn from every experience I have. I would say something that could be considered challenging was me leaving my high-profile job to start my own business. And for some people, that can be considered crazy or risky, or, you've made it to the top of your career. Why would you stop now? But at the end of the day, you have to do what makes you happy and what brings you joy. And when you're aligned with your purpose, everything will work out. And what I've projected to make this year will simply surpass what I made at my quote-unquote comfortable job because I'm a goal setter. So I think for some people, it could be considered a stretch or nerve-wracking, and at times it is. It is nerve-wracking as an entrepreneur. You have to work your butt off every day.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get to just sleep in because you don't have a 9 to 5 to go in. I mean, it's evening. We're recording this right now. I mean,
yeah.
I'm always working. But it is the most rewarding thing to work for yourself. I'm a huge advocate of entrepreneurship. I started my first business at 18. So I've always been an entrepreneur.
Wow.
In some aspects. But it's the most rewarding thing to work for yourself and to know that there's no limit to the amount of money you can make.
Right.
That's the kind of job I want.
That's the finance factor. Again, you finance. What is your, I call the internal thermostat? With the level of finance you have, what can it create for you? Can it create other things for you? Can you go and inspire others? Can you take vacations with your family, get together with the family and friends? Fitness. Again, the spiritual fitness, the physical fitness, these are things that are all in alignment with that there. So you do have I'm sure, some breakthrough goals for 2018. You want to share one with the audience what's next after these CD affirmations? I'm sure that you have a big plan out there, but give us a little bit of a insight. What's happening next with Jessica there?
So I'm working on 2 books right now. One is to help people with media training. I feel like a lot of entrepreneurs want to get more publicity. They want to be on TV. They want to be on radio. They want to be on podcasts.
Yes.
But then when the opportunity presents itself, they're not really prepared. And so as a TV host and producer, I got a lot of emails sent to me every day. And pitches weren't correct. And then when people did get the opportunity to be on TV, they were nervous. They were saying a lot of ums and ahs, and they really weren't presenting their business in the best light. So I definitely plan on launching a book to provide people with more information. I also want to do a video course this year as well, so that people can see me on camera and they can see, what is working and what isn't working. I am setting a lengthy goal to have at least one speaking engagement every week. And
that's 52. That's 52. 52 gigs a year. Awesome.
Yeah.
I love it. Set your bar up high there, Jessica.
I'm setting my bar high. I just, as of, what month is this? This is April. The beginning of April, I set that goal. I just was like, if I'm going to speak full time, then I want to be doing it full time at least my first year. And I've been speaking. I keep getting booked. And it's been miraculous because literally I was in Detroit on Monday last week for a speaking engagement, and I got a call from another speaking engagement. They just fly me back and forth from Detroit here. I'll be flown next week to Florida for another event, and people are just flying me everywhere. And so I really enjoy the experience of speaking to as many people as possible, and I just want to continue to be on bigger stages. And I do plan on doing a TEDx talk as well.
Oh, awesome. You mentioned about social media and speaking. Just to share with you, I joined the Toastmasters Those of you out there, Toastmasters International, I'm a club president in my club, and I've held different positions. And for all of you out there, Toastmasters is a speaking organization worldwide. If you find a speakers club in your area, go ahead and join it. I recommend that. And it'll help you to understand, speak, and use less ums, ands, you knows. The grammar. So you just remember when I first started, like, you know what? I do say ums, ands, but now you acknowledge the fact that you're able to speak a little more formally, a little more clearly, and able to enunciate and so on. So it helped me as well. So folks out there, if you're listening up, listen up. Toastmasters out there. So cool.
Yeah, Toastmasters is a great resource. It is a great resource, especially if, like I tell people, even if you don't want to be a professional speaker, Toastmasters will just help you be more articulate, because a lot of times when you're working on sales, you don't really see yourself as a public speaker, but you're speaking every day to clients. You work in customer service, you're speaking every day to people. And see, a lot of times in our everyday life, we're constantly speaking to people. So we should just want to work on our public speaking ability, because this is something you do every day. You're talking to somebody.
Yeah, in my club, we have a doctor, a lawyer, very highlight professionals who joined the Toastmasters, and they say they're there to improve their communications, no matter what they're doing. So it is an excellent organization, and it really brings a lot. Again, whatever you put in, you'll get out. So,
yes.
Jessica, I'm sure you've read other books than the Success Principles, and what book are you reading lately that you want to share with the audience, or you would want to recommend to the audience?
So I think I can see it. Your Best Life Now by Joel Osteen.
Oh.
And that's your book that is just inspiring and encouraging. I mean, like I tell everybody, all I listen to, I don't listen to the radio anymore. It doesn't bring me value.
Same here. Same here. I'm on CDs. Right.
CD, podcast. And so the books that I'm reading are always positive books. I'm either reading something from other motivational speakers. I'm reading something from pastors. I'm reading something that's going to bring value to my life. So if I look around to all the books that I have in my bookshelf, they're always going to be, they're going to be positive, and they're going to be something that I'm going to learn. Learning is something that we constantly do.
And
of course,
yeah, putting a plug in there for Lucille out there. And I have a signed copy.
Oh, fancy!
And she wrote me a
very.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Oh, very nice. Not a good book too. It talks about your journey with God and growing closer to Him. But one of my favorite things about the book is the journal aspect of it, because it's like we were talking about earlier, talking about gratitude. And so it's so important to have a gratitude journal. It's so important to be able to reflect on the day. And the more you focus on gratitude, the less likely that you are to complain about your current circumstances or the past that you've gone through.
Indeed. Again, it sets the day up, the tone. Again, as you and I know, the formula, E plus R equals O, events in our lives.
Yeah.
And how we respond to those events, will always equal the outcome. It's amazing when you just start focusing on that. You know what? The traffic, the weather, the taxes, tax season. That's right. It's tax season right now, when people are rushing to get their taxes submitted by the 16th or 17th because they extended the day, and all of the blaming. Stop blaming, right? Well, let's get out of the blaming thing here and take responsibility for oneself.
Take responsibility. I mean, every time you take 100% responsibility, you feel better. Like, you might think it won't feel better to take responsibility, but then you're taking ownership. And it's impossible not to feel better about your circumstances when you realize I'm responsible for where I'm at in my life. And it kind of can be a hard pill to swallow, but it's the reality, and you'll go so much further to move past that.
Right. So you're doing so many things, Jessica, and I'm sure you're thinking also of a legacy that you want to leave behind. I know you're young. There's a whole road ahead of you, but I'm sure you're also planting some seeds of what you want to leave behind, which you are already, from a TV host out there and so on. So what legacy or imprint will you leave the world? Let's say it's 150 years from now, And I look back, I'm going to go on bookshelves and go on bookshelves. Well, hopefully there's still books back then, until then.
Right.
But audios and so on. What would Jessica Lundy leave behind to the world to learn from?
I would say an overall message of hope. I mean, that's really what I'm trying to instill in people is hope. Like I was saying before, when you look at the world or you turn on the news, it tends to be pretty negative. And I don't necessarily believe that is an accurate representation of how people feel. I don't believe that the world is negative. I'm a positive person, so all my friends are positive. All the people I'm around is positive. So when I look at the world, I see positivity. I see a world full of opportunity. So my theory is when people look back at my legacy, I put so much time and energy in investing in people's lives, for people to grow, for people to be their best selves, for them to experience joy and happiness and understand their purpose. And so if there was like a little time capsule that someone saw, I hope it would be a book or a DVD or a course, and they could watch it and feel like a better person at the end of watching or reading it, feeling like they got some value and that they can live their life on purpose.
You know, Jessica, you mentioned about investing in yourself. Can you just maybe elaborate? How would you tell the audience to invest in oneself? What are certain things that you can share to the audience that how can one grow and say, well, I don't have time. I don't have money. I can't do this. I can't do that. What are some golden nuggets that you want to share that has helped you?
Is to stop making excuses. Excuses will keep you poor. Excuses will keep you in your circumstances. Excuses will keep you lonely. And you just have to take action. And so I always tell people, when people tell me they can't invest in themselves, they can't invest in personal development, I say, look at your spending habits. Because while my friends went to go see Beyonce, I was going to see Jack Canfield. You see what I'm saying? So when people are going on vacation, you know, I'm not going to go on vacation. I could go see Tony Robbins. I could go see Les Brown. I could go see a million other people that are going to, one, motivate me, inspire me, and they're exactly at the level that I want to be at. So I think we have to stop making excuses. We have to look inside ourselves and say, I need to do whatever it takes to get to where I want. And honestly, if money is an issue, all you need to do is start writing out goals, looking at those goals every day, taking intentional steps, put some prayer on it, put some praise on it, and make it happen. I would say there's a lot of things in my life where I haven't had the money to do it, but I won them. I won so many things that it's not even like people would be shocked. I mean, I just mentioned a few things, but even to win your honeymoon, or even to win a job on TV out of 1,200 people, or the first time I met Jack, I won my opportunity to meet Jack. You know, I've won so many things that at that point in my life, I might not have been able to afford it. But because I set it as a goal, I prayed about it, God made an opportunity. He made a way out of nowhere.
Put it in alignment into your path.
You have to put some attention on it. And I think a lot of times we talk about what we can't do. And we have to focus. My pastor actually preached about this today, talking about setting a goal and not worrying about how much it's going to cost to accomplish that goal. If you want to take a vacation, write where you want to go to, how much it's going to cost, and start believing that the money is going to manifest in your life. You know, you have to seek positivity in your life, and you will be shocked about how quickly it comes to you. It's like God wants you to be successful. Like the world doesn't want you to not make it. You know, the world is designed for you to be successful and to thrive and enjoy life.
You're alluding to the one of the natural law principles of the law of attraction. Again, ask, believe, and receive. Put the intention out there and focus on that. You know, just share with you, just lately we're doing a vision board, a new vision board for my family. I have 4 kids. And we are all cutting up pictures and creating a family vision board where we want to move next, what vacation we want to take, what schools want to take, because I have young children. I have 15,
Right.
14, 11, and 8. And it's exciting exercise. And those of you listening out there, it's a great way to, even to start to have that board in front of you. Look at it every morning, right? And just visualize that it's coming to you. You don't need to know the how, but just set the intention out there, right? Is that what you're...
Yeah.
So you're attracting all this. This is awesome. So, Jessica, I know we have a few more minutes to go for our show here, and this has been a wonderful interview and a great conversation, and I feel so blessed and grateful to have you on this show as a wonderful guest. So, I'd just like to ask you one last couple of questions, actually. What are you most proud of in your life lately?
So I actually moved to Atlanta 2 months ago. So I would say that I'm most proud of retiring myself from my 9 to 5.
Okay.
And investing in my future. Realizing that I am worthy, that I am deserving of creating a legacy for myself and for my family, and realizing that I have something important to say and that people need to hear it. And so I would say that I'm most proud of stepping out on faith and believing that God was going to show up in my life and taking action.
Oh, taking inspired action. And you are doing that. So if there are 3 books you want to leave behind, what 3 books would you want to leave behind for the audience to acknowledge?
Like I said, The Success Principles.
Okay.
My mother's book, 21 Days of Praise, to Keep God's Face Instead of Man, by Lucille Willis, and the Bible. The Bible is the ultimate resource for everything we need. Everything derives from the Bible. There's so many principles and parables and lessons. And I always tell people, when you're trying to read the Bible, start with Proverbs, because there's so much wisdom and so much knowledge, and a lot of business professionals read Proverbs. And so that would be the 3 books that I would recommend.
Well, thank you for wonderful. Yeah, and I have turned my life around also. And meeting, I have a very good friend who's a priest, and he turned around my life back in, say, about 25 years ago. I was in the wrong direction, and he eventually also took me in the right direction and introduced me back to God. And he also married me as well too. And he married my brother, so it's a family priest, and he's a wonderful man. I'll put a shout out to him. It's Father Paul Waddell, and he's going to be on my show very recently. Try to get him on our show because he's also busy doing things out there. So definitely appreciate the 3 recommendations. You also I heard you say Les Brown. Have you seen Les Brown and Tony Robbins?
I haven't. They're on the list to see. I was recently supposed to see Les because he was in Florida at an event, but I didn't end up making it. Definitely want to see Les and Tony in person, but I did watch Tony's documentary that I thought was really, really helpful. The I Am Not Your Guru on Netflix.
Yep, I've seen that on Netflix.
And for me, that was, I was telling my husband, that was a goal of mine. I was watching it, and I felt inspired, and it made me feel like this is the reason that I'm doing this line of work, and I am striving to get to the level to have conferences that large and to really be able to help a wide variety of people. I'm already trying to put a team in place so that at conferences I can really help people, because people are dealing with some serious issues. So that would be nice.
I had the opportunity to meet, be in Les Brown's presence a couple of years ago in New York at one of the seminars. It was a very small seminar, and he's a wonderful man. And let me tell you, he just exudes energy and love and passion and peace, and truly a man. And just recently, he was ill recently, and he was in the hospital. He recovered, and he's doing speaking engagements with his children, with his sons out there. So great guy. So you got a chance to go see him, and he's just a wonderful human being. He is. So, Jessica, I'm going to ask you a couple of things here before we wrap up here. What last comments or inspiring encouragements before we close and say farewell to our audience here today?
The most important thing to remember is that you deserve to have the life you want. You deserve to be happy. You deserve to experience joy. You deserve to go to a job that you love every day of your life. And you deserve to accomplish your goals and your dreams. So what I want you to do is write down at least 3 goals that you have, post them up somewhere that you can see them, say affirmations towards them every day. Say it as if you've already done it. Like, I am the best motivational speaker in the world, and I am the #1 life coach. You have to speak what you want into life as if you've already accomplished it. You want to start telling your family and friends, hey, I'm working on this goal so that you accountable. And just believe that it's going to happen. And no matter if there are naysayers, stay focused on the goal that you have. And you will be surprised how quickly it will happen because you woke up and you were intentional. So
awesome. Well, thank you. So, Jessica, where can the audience find you out there on the world of the internet there? So can you share with us your website or social media? Give it to us there.
Yeah. So you can follow me on social media at Jessica Lundy TV. Lundy is Lundy. And you can go to my website at jessicamlundy.com. And you can get your copy of Wake Up and Win with Jessica Lundy, the audio affirmation, at jessicamlundy.com/stop.
Okay. I'm going to put all this information on the show notes on the podcast here, so all the audience can go and click on it and go to your website, see all the great things you got out there and future events going on. And you never know, folks, Jessica Lundy might be coming to your town. Look her up. You got to find her out there. Come on. And Jessica, I'm going to give you a little bit of an idea. I'm working on putting a X Factors to Success leadership conference in New York here sometime in 2019. So I'm going to keep you in mind to invite you as a guest here. Just work in progress right now. It's an affirmation. Yes. It's a goal of mine out there. And putting all my speakers, guests that I had on the show here, and I want to bring them all into one location and celebrate the learnings, the trials and tribulations, and the experiences, and of course the teachings of all the speakers I've had on my show here, so such as yourself. So keep that in mind. I'm going to put that out there, put it up to God, and one day we'll have you on stage together and share the world your work. Jessica, I can't thank you enough for being on the show and taking time of your busy schedule. How excited it is to hear all these great accolades of yours, and being very inspiring to teach others, from the youth to a whole generation out there, and really keep on the great work. And I look forward to meet you in person one day. And then again, a year ago, we were in that Breakthrough to Success with Jack Canfield. We had conversations during our breaks, and we inspired. Yeah. And your mom also, Lucille, wonderful Lucille. And I'd like to have her on the show too as well, because I'm trying to get her on the show, by the way. Yeah. So hopefully, if you're listening here, Lucille, we'll get you on the show, okay?
Yeah.
So I want to thank you so much, Jessica, for being on the show. And God bless you. Much continued success. And look forward to see you very soon. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
So, ladies and gentlemen, once again, you've been listening to the X Factors to Success podcast radio show. You could reach us at www.xfactors2success, that is #2.com, on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. So, all of you out there, don't forget to log on to Jessica Lundy's website, once again, on the show notes, and give her a shout out, send her an email, and get inspired. And don't forget, create your affirmations, your goals. You have greatness in you. All of you have greatness in you. So live with purpose, passion, and make a difference every day. Ciao.